The state's #1 team, the Northland Vikings, prevailed over Garfield Heights 70-62 in an afternoon matchup at Trent Arena in Kettering, Ohio, for the Good Samaritan Hospital Flying to the Hoops Festival. Garfield Heights, it should be noted, is loaded as well, and this was an excellent game. We bring it to you free of charge, brought to you by your friends at jjhuddle.com and Miami Valley Sports Magazine. In order to get a ride home, I had to hook up with Tim Langevin after the game.
How you doing, Alex?
Doing great, Tim. What did you think?
It was a fun 4 days, despite Ohio going 0-11 against out-of-state opponents. But Northland is definitely deserving of their #1 ranking in the state of Ohio. They matched up once again against Garfield Heights. Those two teams met in the state semifinals a year ago, and Northland came out on top that game. Garfield Heights is ranked 5 in the J.J. Huddle Power Poll. And I thought this game had a really great ebb and flow to it. There were 16 lead changes, 9 ties, and before the Vikings finally pulled away in the fourth quarter for a 70-62 victory. The spark plug for Northland, I really like this kid, was their 5'11" point guard. He's going to University of North Carolina at Greensboro, Jordan Potts. He had a stellar game. He was 8 of 15 from the field, 2 of 5 from 3-point, and he paced the Vikings with 23 points. And he was just really fun to watch. His motor was running for 32 minutes out there.
Well, it was fun to watch him play point for me because he's been playing off guard. They had Trey Burke at the point for the last several years. So I thought he was a very good point guard.
Oh, yeah, it's a very smooth transition. I think that's his natural position, to be honest with you. And then, of course, you know, the 2 studs that are going to UD, and you even touched on it, you know, how lucky is UD to get these 2 kids. Both a pair of 6'8" kids. Devin Scott, he had 23 points. He was 9 of 14 from the field, 8 rebounds, 5 assists. Couldn't ask for anything better.
And Jalen Robinson.
Yeah. And Jalen Robinson had a nice, steady performance. 11 points. He was 5 of 6 from the field. He had 8 rebounds. And, you know, Northland just shot lights out. They shot, as a team, 56.5% from the field. They made 24 out of 46. And I think a glaring stat that decided the difference in this game was the rebounds. Well, not really the rebounds, but the foul shooting. Garfield was 10 of 21 from the foul line. All right, that's ouch right there. And Northland at least was 15 of 26, so that, you know, they got to the line. Both teams got to the line quite a bit. But surprisingly, Garfield did win the rebound battle, 35-28. But, you know, obviously, head coach Sean Taylor of Northland is doing a great job taking over this program and keeping it at a top level.
Well, when you get your first head coaching job, sir, let there be Scott Robinson and Potts there waiting for you.
No doubt.
What of the other games, Timmy?
Let me tell you, I've never seen so much talent in one place. But one game that really blew me away was Huntington Prep out of West Virginia. They just hammered Trotwood 97-38. And they got a kid, Andrew Wiggins. He's only a sophomore. Obviously, this kid's going to play ball wherever he wants to. He had 26 points, 7 rebounds, 3 assists, 3 block shots, and 1 steal. And a couple of Ohio kids. They transferred. Elijah Macon, who played for Marion Franklin, he followed up with 18 points. And then Javonte Hawkins, I believe he's a Dayton kid. He also transferred to Huntington Prep. He had 15 points. So, boy, that team really looked good. I already alluded to the Northland game. They beat a number 5 ranked Garfield Heights 70-62. So they should maintain their number 1 ranking. But a game I was really impressed with, or a team I was really impressed with today, was Hamilton Southeastern. Boy, their head coach, Brian Satterfield, really has some studs on that team. They got a kid named Zach Irvin who's going to Michigan. He had 26 points. Then another kid, Gary Harris, who we all counted as 6 dunks tonight. He's going to Michigan State. He had 24 points. And then their little point guard, Jacoby Bledsoe, he's seriously thinking about Western Kentucky. He had 16 points. Then another game, Cathedral out of Indiana beat Centerville 45-42 in overtime. I feel sorry for Centerville. How many times have they lost close games in the line to hoops? Seems like every year they make it close, but they always come out on the short end. Another overtime game was HCYA out of Texas. They beat Christian Faith Academy out of North Carolina 65-63 in overtime. So
I like the Jackson kid.
Yeah, he had a real good game, and I forget where Kurt Stubbs says he's going.
Well, Dad Maddow was there to check him out tonight, and so he left shortly after that game. So obviously that was his center of interest. He's a sophomore.
Right. These kids that we saw today play, 3 or 4 of them were 5-star recruits, and another 4 were 4-star recruits. You're talking top of the line high school ballers.
That's the way it always is at Flying to the Hoop.
Yes.